Hey, what is going on, guys? This is your boy Anarch from Anarch Gaming, and today we will be talking about 5 tips and tricks to help you when you are trading cards, or I guess trading anything, but this in particular is about trading cards. So, without further ado, please roll the intro. Thank you for joining us today on the Anarch Gaming channel. Please remember to drop a like, hit subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and if you are interested in any merchandise, or as you young kids call it, merch, please click the link below. It would make me so happy. Now, on with the video. Thank you again. Alright, so, tip number 1. We're starting off strong here. Search prices, and what I mean by that is obviously if you are trading a card for another card, use certain websites or the internet, or even let's say you're at a local store, ask them what the price for the card is, so that you can make sure that you're not getting gypped. So here are some sites that you can use to help you find prices for cards. The first one here, and the most generic one, because this can be used for any card game, is tcgplayer.com. T is in Tony, C as in car, G as in goat, and then player.com. TCG, trading card game player. If you use this, it will tell you the price of any card that you need to know. From pretty much any card game. They have stuff from Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh! To Magic the Gathering. They even have weird ones like Voltron or whatever the heck, and Dragon Ball Z, and all these other random card games. So you can obviously use it for anything. Another site that you can use, this is pretty much only for Magic the Gathering players, is MTG Goldfish. This is what I used for a long time, but most people will want you to use TCG Player. So, yeah. So, there you go. So, those are 2 websites that you can use. Don't use eBay or anything like that, because those can be marked up or marked down. And it's kind of random on there, so only use like these 2 websites. Okay, so the next tip that we have is make sure that you are getting a balanced trade. So you can't always have a perfectly balanced trade. I will give you an example here. Okay, here's what I mean by this. So, here, let me actually remove my face. Okay, here's what I mean. So let's say that the person that you're trading with has a Nightmare Unicorn, which is currently at 51 cents. But they want a legendary, or the Legend of Blue Eyes Raigeki from your collection, which is currently $2.50. Okay? So, obviously this is not a balanced trade. In fact, they would be making $2 more than what you would be making, or you'd be losing out on basically $2 worth of value here. So what you're going to want to do is go back through their binder or collection and try to find something that's around $2 or 2 things that are around $1, basically trying to even that out there. While it may not look balanced because they're getting 1 card for you taking like 3 cards, the price-wise, it is balanced, and that's how you always want to trade, is via price. So let's say that so go through the so you go through their binder and you find a Mutant ST46, and you are building a Mutants deck as well, and you need that also. So you can tell that this here is $1.49. This is 51 cents. So together, that is exactly $2. Now, that is closer to the value of this. So maybe you want to go through their deck and find another Nightmare Unicorn or whatever. It doesn't need to be exact, but what I like to do is get within, depending on how cheap the cards are, if they're from $1 to $5 range, I like to get within $1 worth of value for trading. And here you're within 50 cents, so that is within $1. If it's $10 to $15, I like to be within like a $2 or $3 margin. If it's anything more than if it's anything more than 20, I like to be within a $5, sometimes even $10 margin with trading, but mostly $5. I want to keep it as low as possible. So you always just want to make sure that you have a mostly balanced trade. Obviously, not all trades are going to be able to be balanced, but you want to try to get a balanced trade. Now, on to tip number 3. You want to make sure that you can trust. Trust is tip number 3. You want to make sure that you can trust the person that you're trading with. Have you seen other people make fair and even trades with them? Or have you seen them try to gyp newer players out of getting good cards, or like from getting the best value that they can? In the world of trading card games, everyone should be working towards fair and balanced trading, but that's not always going to happen. I have been gypped. When I was brand new to Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say about 12 first edition, mint condition, foil. No, 4 of them were foil, upstart goblins. I got gypped out of those. In fact, a couple of those were stolen, but then someone else took advantage of me, and they ended up making me a really bad trade deal. And because I wasn't like adjusted to trading with Yu-Gi-Oh yet, and I was like, this is kind of looks like a bad card, but now that I know what it actually, like, now that I know and am more educated in Yu-Gi-Oh, I know that that was a bad deal, like a very bad deal. So yeah, I don't know. Just make sure that you can trust them. Yeah. So step number 4 is ask others. Don't be scared. Like, you need to ask other people. If you're not feeling too sure about a trade, just lean over to the guy next to you and be like, "Hey, is this a good trade? Like, would you make this trade?" And most of the time they'll be helpful. Sometimes they'll be jerks, but hey, you need to be making fair trades out there. It's essential to the health of trading card game communities. So, yeah. Anyway, the final step is don't be afraid to say no to a trade. Don't be afraid to say no to a trade. A lot of people can get pressured into making really bad trades. Like, really bad trades. And because they were pressured to do it, they were too scared to say no, and they ended up losing out on a bunch of money. Yeah. So, never be afraid to say no. No matter how much pressure they're putting you under. No matter what. Like, for example, one time, a buddy of mine we went to a Wednesday night Yu-Gi-Oh! And, his opponent had said, "Hey, I'll pay you cash for that card right now." And it was a card in his deck. It was in his extra deck. It was his boss monster. He said, "I'll pay you cash for that right now after the game." And my friend had ended up doing it, and then he ended up losing the rest of the night. But he was also gypped out of a deal, or gypped out of good value. Anyway, it was not a good scene, but because he was too scared to say no to the trade, he ended up losing out on a bunch of money. So never be afraid to say no. I even included a bonus tip for you guys. Number 6, the bonus tip is never leave your bag behind, because there are lots of bad people in this world. They will steal your stuff. So always keep your bag on you. If you're going to a tournament, or like a Friday Night Magic, or a Wednesday night Yu-Gi-Oh, or a Thursday night Pokemon, or maybe it's Thursday night's Commander. Anyway, if you're going anywhere, never leave your bag behind. Even if there's no cards in it, maybe your wallet's in there. People will steal stuff. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to friends. Listen, do not leave your bag behind. Ever. Always keep it with you. That's why you don't want your backpacks to be too heavy. I used to go to pre-releases with a backpack that probably weighed about 75 pounds because I had so much crap in there. I had food, drinks, I had binders, I had multiple deck boxes, sleeves, I had my wallet, phone, charger, headphones. I had everything in there. Now when I go to any event, I have a binder, my deck, maybe another deck, maybe, and some dice tokens, nothing heavy, like, at all. It just fits in my regular backpack. Like, I have a military backpack that would be filled with stuff. Here, I'll actually show you the backpack. Look at this. This is the backpack that I would bring with me. Now, this holds my emergency kit, where if there's ever an emergency, I can grab it and get out. Like, that's got clothes, peanut butter, all sorts of stuff in there now. But this bag, when it's full of cards and whatnot, can be like 75 pounds. I've weighed it. When I went out of town for a Magic tournament, or maybe it was Pokemon, they almost didn't let me bring my bag on the plane. So, yeah. Anyway, those are the 5, now 6 tips that I have left with you for trading cards. Also, never give cards away for free. Ever. I had a card that I didn't play with, and I was like, okay, whatever, you can have it because this dude asked for it. Well, found out the next day when I told my friend about how nice I was that was a $400 card. Anyway, so, never just give cards away. Always trade. Always get the best value. Search for prices. Make sure that it's a balanced trade, that you trust the person, that you can ask other people, and don't be afraid to say no. Never leave your bag behind. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider smashing a like, hitting subscribe, hitting that bell for notifications, and going and checking out the merch. Remember, every single month we have a custom playmat that comes out that you can get your hands on. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, do all the YouTube stuff. I'm Anok from Anok Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!